get along with you guys. After such amazing masterpiece that I have enjoyed, we, Phần Ngọc Tiện, and me, Trường Biện from 10T1, Đỗ Trường Giang, and Mai from 12T1. We come to this competition to strongly express our slogan, one team, one spirit, and one victory. Well, let's begin. Today, welcome all of you to participate directly in the medical research program of Tân Long High School. As you know, COVID epidemic situation in the world as well as in our country has been developing public. Therefore, we attend a talk show to all comprehend clearly about the virus corona, the infection situation, and the measures against COVID for everyone and in the community. In addition, we can't deny the importance of doctors, nurses, and medical experts who are accompanied with us. We warmly to our program today some medical experts. I have introduced
We warmly welcome to our program today's medical experts. I respectfully introduce Mr. Đỗ Trường Giang and second, Mrs. Mai Xuân Mai. Thank you. Please take your seat. We quickly start our program with the first question. What is COVID?
COVID-19 is a respiratory virus emerging from animal sources, causing acute respiratory infection in humans and incapable of spreading from person to person. The virus was originated from a large seafood and animal market in Wuhan, Hubei province, China.
Thank you. I would like to ask Mrs. Mai Xuân Mai, what is the spread of the coronavirus? What is the current infection situation in Vietnam at this moment?
Transmission can be through contact with unaffected person body fluid. Coughing, sneezing, or shaking hand with unaffected person can involve Vietnam's honor is one of the first countries in the world with good epidemic prevention measures, account for 95% of people. Total number of cases in Vietnam is 1,025, yet to 1,009. The death number is 35%, and that can be spread by Vietnam successful in the way controlling the most dangerous disease, COVID-19, compared to the world. 38.6 million cases, that were 26.7, and the death is 1.9 million.
Thank you. Well, here is more questions about the present COVID in recent days in Hien province. Can you tell me more about this, Mr. Đỗ Trường Giang?
After a race in October, in November, the last news is there no infected case. It's really a good news, but we can't neglect the certificated trend can happen already tablet.
You know, COVID has caused seriously bad consequences on our lives and space. So, Mrs. Mai Xuân Mai, can you share a little how has COVID affected our lives in Vietnam?
In 2020, Vietnam's social economy will be quickly affected by the outbreak of the epidemic. The number of people who fear and carefully comply with the disease prevention measures account for 95%. Having faced their own safety and daily activity, exchange and travel, leading to 60% of people will decide to change their entertainment activities. 70% will limit travel, and especially eating habits of restaurants have significantly decreased. Companies also change their working habits from decreasingly to more online, spending time with their children and handling work at home. Some fall into the state of unemployment due to the company layoff. That decline in income causes many people will increase their saving and expenses.
Then, what are impact of the education system in Vietnam school?
Like the global education, Vietnam education cannot stay outside of infection of the coronavirus. School in Vietnam have been reduced. Students continue absences. Children and students abroad the country are staying at home to avoid the epidemic. Due to a long absence, the leader of the education system have to develop the new teaching method, digital learning, online learning method, to ensure that students are not delayed in learning. At the end, January 2020, Vietnam discovered its first case of COVID-19. In effort to cope with the COVID-19 epidemic, the government decided to suspend students nationwide from early February. However, the Vietnamese Ministry of Education and Training organized the national examination divided into two parts. In the middle of July to make sure that all candidates examiner churches have been rotated.
Thank you for this interesting information. And another question, can both of you explain more how to protect yourself and your family?
Based on the 15th and the 16th of the government directions, the Ministry of Health recommends that people and communities should follow measures so as to break out of the COVID-19 in the community. Go on social distance only 2 meters and avoid traveling if you have a fever, cough, sneezing, or any trouble with breathing. Immediately go to the medical facility if you have any doubtful symptoms.
Wear a mask and when traveling in the public or when in contact with someone who has symptoms. Avoid contact with people with fever, colds. Wash your hands often with soap and avoid touching your eye, nose, or mouth. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve. After using paper towel, put them in the trash and wash your hands.
Strengthen your resistance by applying some healthy techniques like doing exercise, using only cooked food, or you can supply vitamins. Avoid close contact with domestic or wild animals.
Their sign of fever cause difficulty breathing. Must immediately wear a mask and immediately go to the nearest medical facility for prompt consultation, examination, and treatment. Share your travel schedule with medical staff. Return people from China were isolated at home and monitor their health for 14 days, limiting exposure to outside. Write a resident awareness in order to join hands together to fight against the epidemic.
Great. These kind of measures are really helpful for all of us to follow. And now, maybe this is the questions that all of us are waiting for. What are the latest developments in the COVID-19 epidemic process?
Scientists over the world are racing toward the goal of having vaccine and effective drugs, but vaccines aren't easy. None has ever been turned around in just 18 months. Most take years, if not decades. So before they are reliable enough to be released for public use, in the meantime, please follow the basic principle as well as introduction of the medical professional person. Please remember, prevention is better than cure.
I quite agree with you. At this moment, we can make sense clearly about the origin, its feature, and the effective methods of prevention from the COVID, right? And now, time is limited. Our talk show will end. If there is any questions about related issues, don't worry to contact with us in Thượng High School Medical Research Program to be advised specifically. So, are there any officers who want to get the advice from our medical experts? Don't be shy to raise your hand. By that, you will know more about your problem. You please.
I have a question. Hien sanitizer effective against the virus?
Thank you. I would like to ask Mrs. Ma Sung-ma to answer this question.
I will answer your question. If you properly alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% of alcohol, is an effective way for you to against the virus corona. Hand sanitizer is faster and easier.
Thank you, Mrs. Ma Sung-ma. It's really a concise answer. Well, is there anyone else?
I have a question. Is there any specific way to prevent and strict kill respiratory infection caused by a new strain of coronavirus?
Okay, I will answer. Up to then, they know specific drug to prevent and treat acute respiratory virus for patients who are currently treated to reduce symptoms. Severe cases will be the more optional sportive treatment. Yes, that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Go Chung-se, for answering. And now, this is the most interesting time for the audience that we are waiting for. We have an easy question for viewers to answer. And our question is, can you tell me some kinds of techniques for you to protect yourself from COVID? Here.
There are some kind of techniques to protect myself from COVID. First, go on social distance 2 meters. Second, wear protective mask anytime you go out. Next, wash your hands with soap or hand sanitizer. And last, avoid traveling or going outside as you can.
Thank you for your answer. That's completely correct. I have a small gift for you. And this is the end of our medical preaching program talk show. Thank you for joining and listening to us. See you next time.
Then the team will draw the jerseys. The trust helping a veterans for Tân Long High School is The trust helping a veterans for Tân Long High School is Miss Queen from Ngã Sáu School.
The church having elections for Tân Long High School is Miss Trúc from Cái Tắc School.
Hello, babies. Here's the question for you. What would you do if you couldn't go to school because of COVID-19? Yes. Now listen again. What should you do to continue your study if you couldn't go to school because of COVID-19?
Well, hello, teacher. I'm the one who answered your questions. Well, for your questions, if we can't go to school to continue studying, then the methods that I use to do is online learning methods. Because online study is better than traditional classroom studying because students can learn at their own place and even get more information about the study things, like rereading or skipping the questions. And even while online learning provides us a huge opportunity, you should try to limit the amount of screen time that is not related to your studies. Thank you.
Yes, studying online is the best choice. Yes, I agree with you. You remember that our prime principal said that we couldn't go to school, but we couldn't stop learning. Yes, thank you. You are so good.
Thank you for your answers. Before coming to the performance of the final team, I would like to invite you to enjoy the performances and a funny game performed by the teachers and students in the school.
Trước khi bước đến phần thi của đội thi cuối cùng, xin mời mọi người đến với phần trình diễn văn nghệ và một trò chơi vui nhộn được thực hành bởi các giáo viên và học sinh của trường chúng em.
Hello.
It's Friday night and I won't be
everybody. After your presentation today, I would like to play an interesting games. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Play an interesting games. Are you ready? Okay. Now I have some questions for you, and you have 10 seconds. I want to call the person who raised your hand first. Okay? If you give the correct answer, I will give you a word.